Alright, let's show off 100% of Pandora's box, which no one else has ever done on YouTube or the entire internet. At least none that I could find. And of course, nya, 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 to sync the video. This is going to be a long one with a special presentation at the at the very end, showing off a certain feature. These are my personal stats. 20 hours unlocks everything. Let's see, 45. What does that mean? High score. Accuracy over 70%. Offensive. Basic type B, which would be 64%. I'm so bad at this. Then heavy would be 12. Then glide would be 24. Gunner apparently is playstyle, shoot everything, unlocked 100% of Pandora's box, obviously. This is easy mode. B's and C's and A's. Of course, 100% on the final boss fight because there's no other enemies. Relatively high. Normal mode, I guess this is the last time I played normal mode, or maybe the first time. 5 C's in a row, and then a D. Then I started getting up. I was playing quite poorly then. Then we have hard mode, which I did better in, because I guess I got practice with. No D's, few C's, B's. What's my best one? Really? Level 4? Whatever. And this is the side quest with the boy I did relatively good with. Bunch of B's. Times played, I guess that's deaths. Damn, I died a lot. Then these are the missions I just showed off, except for 3, because I never beat that, because fuck it, it's super hard. I couldn't even look up a tutorial if I wanted to, because there probably isn't one. Maybe online, but fuck it, I don't need to do it. No need to play it, that's the real thing. And that's normal stats again. Here, that's side quests. Show that off. Very end, they'll show this off, which... yeah, I'll show that off. Go to here. Damn, I'm bad in here. These monsters, the monsters in this game are they all come from the old empire. They were created thousands of years ago. They're all organic, and these are the organic ones that can reproduce and mutate, and they're more animal-like. This little guy, I can't get any closer. He's seen a lot of the Panzer Dragoon Orta games. He's like, they ride him. Here's the information. Just pause it if you want to read it. Can't get up, but well, I can't get below him either. So looks like a weird lizard parrot. I read this stuff earlier, like a month ago, and then YouTube decided to fuck me over and not upload properly. This guy looked like a bee with a shooter thing. Kind of reminds me of Metroid. I think this game kind of inspired Metroid Prime too, at least the music and some of the enemies. And that explains him. He's just a bee gun thing. And we've got this guy, which looks like a mix between leaves and a cocoon. He's got eyeballs there. Got this colorful pattern here, and then he blends in the environment here. He's linked to the plant guys I'm going to show off soon enough. These guys, apparently they're somehow psychic linked. Looks like an anus for a plant. This thing's awful movative. I can't get any closer or move it to show off what the bottom of the stem looks like, because they probably did not render it because you'd never see it. So apparently these guys are psychically linked with the cocoon guys. I'll also link all this information down below in case I forget or you just want to read it normally. And these are 4-winged guys. These are pretty standard enemies. There's a lot of reskins in this game, I realized looking over this. That's what they do. Another reskin. Here's what he looks like in a different color. And yes, you can move these guys when you're reading the text. And these guys, I know these little antennae look like his eyeballs, but these are his eyeballs right there. Big rosy red cheeks. These are look like big flying slug things. It's going to tickle you to death or hentai rape you. Speaking of hentai rape, doesn't that look like a dick? You can sure tell this is a Japanese game. It's got little fucking claws down there. I wish you would adjust the lighting in this game. Whatever, so these are the flying guys. Here's their description. They're pretty standard enemies. Here's another different colors. I think he's like got red, yeah, red on his wings, red around his eyes, red around his dick tail. I think these guys are designed in the game lore to guide the other little monsters. Big flying slug thing. Wait. Did I? Whatever, just in case, I forget. I'm probably gonna forget a whole bunch of these. I was practicing this earlier and probably forget. Yeah, these guys, they're like dolphins. They don't have gills. They have to breathe air. They were in the forest level, diving out of the water. They look like weird salamander things, but did they breathe air? Must remember to press A on everything. These look like mix between pears and warthogs. I guess that's their eye up there. Or, no, they don't have eyes. Fuck eyes. These things don't need them. These guys are also in the forest level. How do they stay balanced? They look so top heavy. I guess they got a very heavy ass and maybe a light head. Oh, this guy. These are like organic water cleaners or whatever. Filters. They clean up lakes with poisons in them. With this big yellow tongue. And of course, he's wearing armor. I guess it's... Oh, those are fins. I thought they were like legs, but this is swimmer, obviously. Slash flyer. They can't see him without the armor. There's no way to take it off. I don't think so. That's just eliminating a little text up there. Here's it explains how he cleans up water. Guess he gets it in, gets like fish and stuff in with his spiked fins. Looks like he's got eyeballs, but I guess they're fake eyeballs. Because you can knock the armor off. And here's this big plant boss that you'll see a lot later. For obvious reasons. You'll know why later. He's got these swinging balls. The pink shoot out the acid packets that look like amoeba. The blue shoot out the little flying things. Here's what he does. He's a big plant creature with swinging balls. Oh, these guys, they always have to run. They breathe. They run. They breathe through running, apparently, so they do everything running. I guess eating. They sleep when they run, see? It says here. And apparently they're one of the reproducing ones, so I don't know. I guess they breed while running, then give birth while running, then their young run immediately after birth. There's supposed to be another version of this without the frill there. That was on a site that I'll probably link to that has the descriptions of these guys. And here's a purpley one that's tougher. I wish you'd say stop so I can examine you more. Most games don't do this nowadays, let you examine the monsters. I guess because they got the web to do it for you. Almost clicked off. Alright, we've got another reskin. Here's what these guys look like when they're red and white and purple. Lots of reskins in this game. Really is an old school game. These guys pop out in the ice level where you're on foot. They look like weird retarded sharks, or the derp fish from RE6, as my friend called it. Looks like plastic instead of ice, but what do you expect from an older game? These guys are like, they swim through the snow in the snow level. They got white bodies. I guess. Oh, well, is that their mouth? Their teeth? Looks like it. I think see, I guess, echolocation. Yeah, basically snow sharks. Oh, these guys. Another reskin. Apparently they eat the poop of the guys who run in the snow level. It's kind of gross. So they're giant poop eaters. You experience these guys on a separate path where it's a bunch of ruins on the snow level, which you hadn't seen if you watched my Let's Play. Yeah, they eat the poop of the running guys, which is gross. Here's the big hopping guys, which you look. It's got a face. So you got the red things are the eyes. You got like jester hat. Got like a mouth, which is the band. There's like the. Yeah, looks like a face. And that looks like a vagina. I guess that's its mouth. That's its top. These guys who just like hop around everywhere. They're giant asses. Weird enemy. Everything reminds me of a slug. If you've noticed, that's what the fuzzy bit is. That's hair. I hadn't noticed that until actually looking at it in this mode. That's the boss you fought at the end of the snow level, which was just trying to protect its babies. I think these things lived like thousands of years. In case that was too fast for you. Here's the, yeah, this was kind of an annoying boss, especially near the end, would just start spamming stuff, and you can't quite figure out how to fight it. Yeah, so I had no idea it was fuzzy. And these are nematodes. And somehow they get 2 injuries. Yeah, I don't know where you fight these guys. Maybe in the snow level? I don't know. Look like a nematode. And here's another nematode looking thing. Looks like some kind of microorganism with 2 anuses. It's kind of neat. I don't know where these things are from. Alright, these are the more advanced creatures that look like machines, but apparently they're organic. They were so advancedly engineered they basically mimic machines, which I'd imagine as we progress with genetic engineering that'll happen. And as we progress with machines that look more like organic beings, so. And we get this thing. This is organic. So far advanced, it basically is an organic machine. And look at the back thing. That's a dick. Throbbing dick with a dick hole coming out of a maxi pad, which looks really dark on my screen because of the fucking dazzle. It's powered by dick. You can tell this is a Japanese game. Look at that dick. Yeah. And these guys are basically programmed to attack people on sight, all these creatures, because they're ancient weapons. Yeah, these guys create electricity. I was wondering that too. They're in the like ash leg level, by that where you run into smooth. You run into these guys and you fight the big robot-looking guy, which isn't a robot. They create electricity. They just kind of their entire existence just creating electric balls. Kind of a sad existence. Another organic being, one little eyeball. Tentacles, looks like a marital aid. Basically, they can create a shield that reflects energy-based weapons. So if you have a normal gun, you could fight these guys. Or just get behind them. And this pain in the ass. It's kind of neat with the tentacles. Ooh, got this weird shark tail in the back of it. Whoa. Here's what these dumbasses do. Kinda neat looking, but a pain. And here, this guy you fight if you go on another path. He's just a... yeah, looks like a dick. Fucked up looking dick. I believe he's tougher than the normal ones because you fight him on a path, an alternate path, and the ash... I keep wanting to call it the ash lake. That I don't think that's the name. But I think that's what it is. I think that's what they call it. Basically, he's tougher. He's like a mini boss almost. He chases you through a repeat of the part of the level with all the pillars. And he's blue. No, it looks like underneath. Still looks like a dick. It's powered by sex. Gross. Oh, Japan. Yep, these guys are organic. They create electric fields. Don't know how they eat or drink. Maybe they don't need to. Don't have any eyes or anything else. They just make electricity. What a sad existence. And this guy, who looks like a robot, is organic, because everything else is. And look at that eye. It's a fucking camera eye. Look at his little crotch thing. Looks like got a camera in it. If you tell from the side, it doesn't look attached. I guess it floats. I guess the ligaments look organic. That doesn't. Looks like fucking somebody drew some tits squirting milk. So this is the boss from Ash Lake. Come on, he's totally a fucking robot. Look at this guy. Tripped me out like, oh, they're not robots, they're organic. Really? Whatever. That's totally a fucking robot. Yep, this guys, I think, yeah, they attack you in the virtual world. Not they're the giant machine after the ice level, or like the thing you meet Abad in, giant computer. I guess this is going, showing off the enemies based off the level they appear in. So this would be the whatever level it is. Come on, look at this guy. It looks like a fucking machine. It looks like a transformer. Look at the thing, like the brown thing. It looks like circuitry or a control pad. It looks like some kind of messed up cell phone. Look at this. Totally is a freaking robot. Look, he's got a big, looks like a Wii attached to his head. But no, he's organic. Looks like circuitry, but also looks like fingerprints. Totally a fucking robot. I guess if you get so advanced at genetic engineering, they will basically become machines, but organic. Neat concept. Way to go, Panzer Dragoon. And these annoying things, which look like fish. You gotta attack the red one. I wish they'd slow down. They look more like animals. They look more like animal sculptures than anything else. And these things, which look like a unicorn. Look at these things. They're weird. Fuck, I forgot the name. Glowy things. Got the Dreamcast logo. Back of their tails. Fuck. Some fancy name that fish have, that the certain chemical that makes them glow, and jellyfish have it too. Like certain frogs. These things will fuck you up. And here's basically a reskin. Without the horn. Looks like a female version, I guess. I think slightly different colored. A slightly different color. Damn, I'm still as bad as narrating as I always been. Have always been. Yep. Still awful at narrating. Ah, this thing. Looks like a machine, but it's organic. Look at this fucking tail. That's better. Barely look at this thing. It's the boss that chases you down the pipe. Big asshole. Look at that light. That's a square light. You would never see that in an organic thing, but I guess they're created, so that's an excuse. The thing shoots missiles, so. Alright, here's the other. These are the things that attack you in the virtual reality. Giant marble with tentacles. Oh, I just noticed the things on the round parts are moving. Neat. Of course, they don't have weight or height or anything because they don't exist. They're in the virtual world. And somehow you get beamed into. Kind of crazy if you think about it. Look, this purple marble. And these things are apparently based off an enemy from Panzer Dragoon 1. Look like weird mutant pigeons with 3 wings. There's a lot of repeats here. This looks like some kind of weird Aztec monster. But it's like an antivirus. Weird. You can tell this is a Japanese game, just how weird it is, and there's so many phallic symbols. And here's a purple marble version of it. You can see it open, so, and it's glowing purple. And here's this weird thing, which is some kind of weird computer program. It's got a bunch of slug things swarming in and out of it. Got a yellow marble between a bunch of blue glowy stuff. And here's its evil twin. Slightly tougher version with the red worm cloud looking things going in and out of it. Kinda weird now that you stare at it. Here's a red version with, I think, thicker wings. Like the bottom wing is way different. The wings are definitely bigger. And this thing apparently has infinite length. This is also based off the worm boss from Panzer Dragoon 1. Look at this thing. Looks so derpy. I've not noticed how its body turns. Playing basketball with its inner body balls. How the hell that works. So it's based off a boss from Panzer Dragoon Orta 1. Not Orta. Panzer Dragoon 1. Alright, that's the monsters. Very interesting. Shut up. I wonder what the hell she says. Something I need to look up. What the hell are you saying? Weapons. This is the standard battleship thing. Of course, it shoots rockets out of there. It looks like a marital aid. Got the little guy there, as close as I can get. Looks like the guy from RE4 who got the flat face. And he's got. How do they control these things or stay in them? He's just kind of like standing there, helpless, unable to do anything. And then there's this thing we piloted. We also pilot the other thing. Spotlight, machine gun. These things float. They got the floaty rock thing, which apparently in the lore, they say the Empire who found the stuff doesn't quite know how it works, but I guess it's just like an anti-gravity rock. Looks like a creature's got an eyeball there. As these things float across the ground, I guess don't know how you control them. I guess you stand on that brown part. Got little wheels there, I guess, for momentum. Yeah. Some weird vehicles in this game. Here's just another reskin. There's many in this game. It's a green marital aid. With rockets in. Another flat-faced guy. I think these are from the base. And these are the dragon mares. There was 6 created, 1 went rogue, or 1 was taken by the Abad, the drone the Empire found. These are created. Abad created these for the Empire. They remind me of this toy I used to have, this dragon toy from this one show with like dragons, obviously. And this tail used for whipping. They kind of look like the xenomorphs from Aliens. They got a guy in there, a pilot. Here's the description. It's relatively short. And the green things they shoot are like molten, well, I guess not molten, but superheated spit, saliva, basically. And you can see, I guess they get in through the thing there, I can barely tell, and then they pop out the top there and control them somehow. And here's a battleship we fought, which I just noticed when I was looking this over to see how long this would take. Earlier I stopped and get a drink. I was stopping to get a drink. There's like symbols on the tanks there, and that thing opens up and down. I guess it shoots missiles. And yet again, looks like a dick. Maybe I'm just a pervert. Actually looks like a raptor. If you've ever seen raptors or had like a raptor toy, got like the tail, then like the thing below. I guess it's like some kind of bone or something for their legs. They got these. There's like cameras for looking around, and this is the deck where they launch fighters off. Actually, the fighters come off the pole things there. This is where they had the tank things sitting. I think these things, if this says they accompany the dragon mares, or this personal ship. And this is the missile it shoots at you with the symbol, I guess, of the Empire on it. And the back looks like an old Tamagotchi screen, if anybody remembers that, before everybody had cell phones and video games. Yeah. They show some weird things. Like this guy with little triangle feet. Illuminati confirmed. Got like a stun rod or something, you know. I don't know. The miner's light. Doesn't have a gun. Poor bastard. These things are basically like their fighter jets. Got another little guy there. I guess he just hangs on for dear life. Look like eyeballs there. I guess they do that on purpose. I think they communicate with the flag on the back. That's what it says here. The last time I read it, you know, over a month ago, thanks to YouTube. And here's the other battleship you saw when you were fighting whatever level it was. And that's where they drop out ships to fight you, the thing that just opened up. And it looks like a shrimp, basically. This big fancy ship, got gunships there, or fancy front of the ship, flags and everything, got a mast, and kind of a fancy ship. Looks like a shrimp. Got taken out by a dragon. Pathetic. And there's this thing, which if you notice, they've got a different looking pattern and mast or whatever on it, on the gunships. See, you got a different one there. Different little decoration on their big ass guns. Then this is the one thing that glows on it. Apparently others don't. I guess that's how you know. I guess that's the one in control, or I don't know, just decoration. That's the one you know how to shoot, or the one you want to shoot because it's glowing. And there's the, I guess, control tower. I don't know why that one just glows and everyone else doesn't. Maybe it's the most important one. Ah, these things. These are why I couldn't beat level 3 of the missions. And I said, screw it. I guess that's the symbol of the Empire, just like a floating building above the clouds. And let's look at this real quick. Got the engine back, got the floaty rock stuff. Weird square thing. Looks like something you'd build for school, or you buy a kit to build. These things are a pain in the ass. Just imagine fighting a whole bunch of those at the very end of level 3 and you can't destroy them. You gotta find out how. And these are just gun arrays on the big battleship. I guess I don't think they shoot missiles. I think they shoot regular bullets. They may shoot missiles. I don't know. Oh yeah, the big battleship. And these are the missile launchers that look like a Tora. And I'll explain what's on the rocket there later when we see it. Right after this. These are on the big battleship we fought on. Apparently they don't like using these because they're experimental and they're not quite safe. Looks like a Tora. And the missiles, which look like a cigar, that is the face of the prince, apparently. It looks like a Dynasty Warriors character, but it's the prince's face. I don't know why it's the king's face. Who knows? Looks like a cigar. If you actually saw this without knowing it's a missile, you'd think it was some kind of cigar. Oh, did you? My mind's wandering, like it always does when I record. And here's just another reskin, except it's like black and green, and the flag looks really ugly. I think these are for the base. I don't know. And these are like suicide troops. They got like explosives on them and they rush you, and they got the little propeller there. And I guess that thing so you can get in the back. This guy's like, help me, I don't want to die. This little stick. They apparently use enemy soldiers. That sounds kind of stupid. If you were an enemy soldier, would you become a suicide troop, or you just like fly off and try to escape? Maybe they use the emo soldiers. And here's a fancy version of the ground ship. It's a big golden crest. Made me think of Digimon, and symbol of the Empire. For the Imperial family, apparently. Blowing shit up in style. And here's a asshole with a flag, which you can't look at that much, and he's like super square. He looks like a chess piece. It's some random flag, dickhead. Yeah, you saw him on the big airship level. Ah, this thing. I thought this was left over from the ancient age, but apparently not. It is an actual machine, apparently. Big old robot with gross, moldy tits. With one is higher than the other. It's got one eyeball. It's big robotic hands. Ugh. Talk about a freak of nature. That's boss you had to fight. This is a fancy thing. Got big golden crest in the front. I couldn't tell at first how the wheel thing was attached. Like, oh, there it is. Got big actual rotors that move it. Got this guy. That's way too much space for that guy. And there's no like control panel in there or anything. He just controls it mentally with his two marital aids. Maybe if they ever have an actual direct sequel to this game, they'll put in like little controls and seatbelts. And this is the train in the secret labs, which also has one of the floaty rock things, which is glowing, which looks like a dick. And it's golden. It's down there. Or maybe it's brass. That's brass that's been polished. I need to get speaking lessons. This thing you fought with the... Damn, this thing's fancy. This attacked you. Two of these things attacked you when you were attacking the dragon mare embryos and the labs. It looks like some kind of banner. Got like a TV screen there, a bunch of flags, gold and stuff. Looks like a dick. I think this is just like an announcer or something crazy like that, but it looks like a giant advertisement. Looks like something you'd see in futuristic cities that are just flying billboards. And this is a spotlight for lighting up areas. And if you look at the top, it's not connected. Way to go, game designers. I'm sure they lost. I'm sure they were low on budget, so like, screw it, no one will check this out. But I am. And this looks like a spatula, but it's a crane. Why would you show this off? It also has one of the floaty rock things. Why would they need this? It's a freaking spatula. And if that wasn't dumb enough, here's a pump for no good reason. And if you look at it at this angle, you can see through it. Why would you show this off? Is this somehow destructible? Is this some part of the environment you wanted to show off? It also has a floaty thing on it, I guess, to move it around. And yay, this thing, which is also based off the weird Transformer boss from Panzer Dragoon 1. And yes, they are supposed to be feet. And in the description it says it was supposed to walk around, but they couldn't get it to. Look how fancy it is. It's like the Emperor's personal ship. Look how fancy it is. The little crazy feet. Got flags. Look like a dick. Got big passenger or the control tower there for soldiers. I like the little hands. They're floating, but they're attached with wires. And then they got, these are faces up here if you look. Or eyeballs, I suppose, or symbols, whatever. This is one of the awesome, one of the most interesting looking bosses I've ever faced in any game. Giant, weird humanoid robot. And here's a missile that kind of looks like a wine glass or an egg with a wine glass bottom. Why would you show this off? And here's another bomb that's just blue, and I guess I had to show it off for somebody. Maybe somebody who spent way too much time putting time and effort into the looks of the missiles. They're like, screw it, we're gonna show it off in the Pandora's box. And here's another missile. Looks like an eyeball. Yeah, they got a lot of weird shit in here, like the pump and the missiles. And here's this fucking thing that controls like ass. I guess it's kind of realistic, but still. It's annoying. One of the first things you unlock in this mode. Enemies, which are the Seekers, which is random guy running. I guess he's like the running things, you need to constantly move. The Seekers are the guys who had Orta locked up and saved the boy. It'll explain their lore later in like the written notes, and here's their, it's like Chinese, like ancient Chinese firecracker launchers, some kind of wood missile shooter. And the links will be in the description if you want to read through all this stuff. And I will show off the description of, yeah, here's what they shoot out. It looks like a little bullet. Looks like it wouldn't fit, but I guess it's just a zoomed in version. And here's their version of a spotlight. Or an oil lamp or whatever. How do they move this damn thing? He's a worm rider. Interesting thing about these guys. The worst case of... damn it, I just had it. What's it called? Underbite I've ever seen. Apparently these guys have their feet attached to the floor while they don't fall out, and I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. Looks like something from RE5. Looks like dead bodies. Maybe it's just meat they drag behind them for no good reason, making me hungry now. And the interesting thing is not the big old jaws. Apparently, the worms may control the riders, not the other way around. And there's like the guy in charge. I guess they wear helmets for a reason. He's using his stick to steer the worm, or unbeknownst to him, the worm steers him. Damn, these are dopey. And yes, these were created by the Empire at some point. All will be explained later. And here's a bad dragon mare. He souped it up with armor and other stuff. He also chopped off a little bit at the tail. Looks a bit derpy. And here's the embryo dragon mares, which are in the ship, resting, and you also slaughter a whole bunch in the secret military base. They also attack you at the very end, near basically level 10. They attack you, and you do a repeat boss battle. They don't have the control or the pilot part of them. They're kind of smooth up there. I hope I remember to. Yeah, I showed that off. There isn't a site that shows off these. The main site I'm gonna link to that explains everything as I just showed off. There wasn't a section for these guys, or at least I couldn't find it. This looks like a woman, a little woman, and a Victorian woman. Kind of an odd choice. I don't think you see these guys anywhere in the game. Or maybe you do, but you just, you're moving so fast you don't see them or pay attention to them. Alright, we're gonna move along to the, world, which is just a bunch of written down stuff, which I'm just gonna speed on through. Just pause the video while I scratch my nuts. Oh, here's explaining the dragons and crazy stuff like they create a shield around their user and they link their minds and can take away their fear. And how about I'm not going too fast? Maybe it's just me trying to rush through recording a video like always. Try and slow down, giving people time to pause the video or they can just look down in the links. Yeah, the dragons apparently. They link your mind and make you where you don't feel empathy or you don't have fear, and they protect you with some weird invisible shield. All kinds of crazy stuff. Also kind of some pointless stuff explaining like certain nation states and the Empire and crazy stuff like that. It also explains where the lasers come from. The dragons, they have to be like a certain length to build up the laser. That's why the little guy can't build up the laser. And the big guy can build up big lasers. Try not to go too fast. On my nuts. Blue dragon. Don't know what to narrate here. Forgot all the stuff I learned a month ago. Thank you, YouTube. Basically, longest video. Damn, I can't narrate. Basically, when I'm trying to upload the last video, it took forever and a day, and the video before that took forever and a day, and they're both super long videos that are in 1080p, so there's no black lines. It would like upload, but the buffering would stay at 0 for hours and hours and hours, then something bad would happen or it would just glitch out. So I asked over the gun and he said upload it without any scratching my nuts. That's why I stopped. Upload it without adding in information, which is kind of a pain. I'm hoping that'll go away. Hopefully when I upload just normal 15-minute long videos, it will. Look at me, Miranda. Yampering on in a video that's supposed to be educational. I may be going too fast, whatever. This video... Why can't I speak? This video may get a lot of views or not, because no one else has shown this stuff off. But, this is kind of an obscure game. I mean, the Castlevania video I did got a fuck ton of views, because Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This game's clearly not that popular. It's more of a cult classic. I guess, well, I guess the games were kind of popular back in the day. Maybe like Panzer Dragoon 1. Maybe like Japan, it was popular. I got it in one-shot anime. So that's linked in the video before this. I'm sure this is all interesting. I had it read to me with speech to text on a website. And I forgot it all because that was like a week ago or a month ago. Fuck. Good thing this is short. 10,000 years ago. I guess that makes sense. 1,000 years ago didn't seem like quite long enough. That seems reasonable. 10,000 years. Not too cliche. Maybe 20,000 seems too far. 1,000 seems too short. I may have gone too fast there. Whatever. Explain the bioengineered creatures. Ancient age. I think like the ash forest. Not forest. What the hell am I saying? The ash lake. The stuff with all the ash was like caused by a nuclear explosion. Nuclear explosion. Like a really big one. Worm riders. How they control the people riding them, possibly. That just made kind of scary. And here's like, oh, that was short. It's like the nation states around him or something like that. Oh, Sea of Ash. There we go. I was sort of right. Yeah, some kind of nuclear explosion. Nuclear explosion. A massive one that left a giant crater you flew over. These are explaining the levels, basically. That also caused the ice level to basically freeze over. Which makes sense. Why would there be a bunch of ruins in an icy place unless it wasn't always icy? That was quick. Yay! Enough of that. Ooh, 47 minutes. We're kind of flying by. And that's enough of that. Shut up, you. What the hell is she saying? This... oh yeah, here. That's Panzer Dragoon 1, obviously. With the blue dragon, as they say. These are... yeah, these are pictures. You can show these off. This is concept art. Looks very reptilian there. It's like, yay, I'm on a dragon, motherfucker. That still looks good after all these years. That looks super good. Looks like it's practically made today for like the PS4 or Xbox One. I swear they must have blown the budget on the CG. I don't know what happened to that company who made this. They probably, who knows, they probably went bankrupt. This is Abad, the drone. Looks way more machine-like, but I guess he's organic like everything else. He reminds me of an episode of Rocko's Modern Life where there are like germs in Rocko's head. I guess this is concept art. How does he control stuff with his armor going over his sleeves through hands? Oh, whoops. Wrong button. This is really creepy. This must be concept art. She looks like she's 10 or 11, and I guess that's supposed to be a bad. He looks like some kind of creepy serial killer doctor / cyborg. Fucking pedophile rapist. Probably, yeah, she looked like way too young there. I don't know how old she's supposed to be. Shaved her armpit. I think I found out what armpit hair is for. It's to reduce friction. Come on, how young does she look here? Super young because it's anime kind of style. That's her gun. I guess that's organic too. Kind of like in Mass Effect 2 with the collector's gun. Here's the guy. I think his name's like Echo or something. Looks like some kind of pilot from the 40s. And here she looks super skinny and young here, trying to poke the dragon in the eye while it's sleeping. What a bitch. She looks like 8 here, or 10, more like it. Here's the Still looks good. Damn, looks good. Amazing. Must have been expensive to make. Especially back then. Here's this green bastard with his super long hair. I'm jealous of the super long hair. Guy tries to kill you, then he tries to marry you. I think his name is Smoo. He's more concept art. Yeah, like Moo or something. Speaking of creepy, what's it say ending? He's got a son, possibly. Look at that ass. Hey, baby. Ass! And I guess that guy's green back there, so I guess they paint themselves green. I guess that's his son. It has red hair. Whatever. Don't want to see that fucker's ass anymore. Why does it say ending? I guess it's a mistranslation. Apparently this planet has... this must be concept art. 2 moons that you can see from here. Looks like Arizona. Ending 7. Maybe it's supposed to have multiple endings, or they just mistranslated. That's the fight with a bad when he mutates the dragon mare. Let's see. Who's his face? Flipping his shit on his dad, and his dad's like, calm down, you little bitch. Ooh, my stomach. Ending 2. We're going through the foresty area over the lake. And here's the Empire guys loading up the older style ships from Panzer Dragoon 1 and the anime. Here's a dead dragon mare with his brains splattered out and his tail broke off and looks like sewage coming out of his tail. Reminds me of Gears of War 2 when the boss, I think his name was Scourge, gets his brains smashed out when he falls off. And here's the amulet from his dad. Ooh, my stomach. Here's the Empire with real guns. Apparently they don't have in the actual game. Guarding some artifact from the ancient age. And here's dragon mares. Getting ready to spit on you, technically. Kinda gross. And here's the robot looking thing, which is apparently organic. Come on, that's like a camera eye. The symbol of the Empire. And I have to poop. I'll be back. Well, after that unpleasant experience, I'm so bad at this, now I have to resync the video. Yeah, whatever. That was a symbol of the Empire. Here's the little bastard crying like a bitch. I was hoping I wouldn't have to go to the bathroom, but I've been having stomach problems all day, so whatever gives me more time to record. Here's the little bastard. How are they flying this damn thing? There's 2 people in there flying one of the marital aids. But it's cold on those things. Here's the thing that flies like ass with this dumbass who looks really Chinese right here. And here's the little bastard just sitting there. I always kind of imagine this scene like being on the side of a ship, like way up in the air, so like looks like he could just fall off at any second, but this is probably on ground in like a 2nd story building or something like that. Or just out on the street, like, I don't know. Makes me wonder what the guy who drew it was thinking. And here's a little bastard with like his schoolmates having a real good time. I guess they're on the ground level of the academy school. I don't think they have it like way up in the air. And here he was saved by a bunch of seekers just to die later. Here's the Seeker woman, who looks white, like super white, like ghostly white. Here's the pills that keep him alive, made out of the fluids from mutant creatures, or the bioengineered creatures. Because nobody was watching the baby and it drank from the gross ass water, and he's gonna die because of it. Great parenting there. And here's his interpretation of the dragon. Looks like it's straight out of hell. The gun looks like claws, kind of badass. I just noticed she's got like claws coming out of her legs. Neat. You never really see things from your enemy's perspective in games. That's kind of one of the reasons I like this game. Are those trays or bread? I can't tell. Whatever. Having a good old time with the Seekers. And here's the asshole getting ready to take off. She still looks pale ass white. Here's some poorly drawn dragon mares. Look like they're drawn on a cave painting. That'd be kind of freaky if you found that in a cave painting. Like, oh shit, dragons are real. At least they were. Here's the one picture that moves. The drum thing, which apparently was so beautiful, it got the soldiers to stop fighting. How stupid. Here's the first blue dragon. He's come a long way. His wings look like normal dragon wings. Here's the boy who just found out he was being molested. Just look at her face. Look at his face like, oh god, what did she do to me? And here's the fucker flying with a bunch of ships, trying to warn his comrades. Oh, the drum thing also destroys mutant creatures, so. And here's the fucker, probably dead, or gonna die, soon. In the arms of his molester. Here's from. They look like they're on Mars. Stop. Wow, we have come a long way. A big old unicorn. Apparently they were gonna make him more dragon-like, but they decided to change it up for Orta 1, or Panzer Dragoon 1. Here's him getting his letter from his dad. Here's him taking a tunnel entrance to get to the drum. And here's his core. They both look ghost white. Maybe they turned into vampires. Maybe they both died. Their clothing also look dark. They look like they're on the African savannah. Here's from some interesting concept art. You got some like red letter on his horn thing. Here's from Zeta, which this game is a direct sequel to, with the. He's with his little salamander / tadpole looking thing. Here's some weird art. Looks like a stoner. Or someone who's mentally handicapped. And there's the, I guess, box art or concept art. I just noticed the dragon's in the middle. Looks like she has a dick. Well, here's the Japanese box art, I think, for maybe, or concept art. That is a very blue-looking dragon. And that is a very weird-looking dragon. This looks like some kind of CG kid show from like the early 2000s. And here's some more artwork. Still kind of looks like she has a dick. And here's her trying to cover up her drone-ness with, I think that's a symbol of the Empire, and Zeta's the eyeball. I'm gonna show off like some cutscenes from Zeta's next. Here's the, I think that's from Orta 1. They're flying over the city. That looks like a normal city. Yeah, I remember that level. And here's, that looks way different, that dragon. I guess it's like a super heavy form or something. It looks kind of like the ships, like the big chin. Here's some weird, trippy looking art. There's Orta's parents. She's half, well, I was gonna say half robot, but technically drones are organic. Here's the guy. Looks somewhat human. It's supposed to be concept art. She looks way different here. Way more trippy. Let's back to 1. Let's go over here. These are just cutscenes from Orta. I'm probably gonna look over them before I put the game up for good. Or put the game up this time. Once I'm done recording. Maybe I'll pick this game up eventually in another 10 years. I think these from Orta 1. Yeah. Orta 1 cutscenes. I thought of releasing another video just cutscenes from this, but meh. Maybe somebody asks. They'll probably ask years from now. And here's like the trailers and stuff. Here's the opening. We've already seen that, the opening from Orta, Panzer Dragoon 1. Here's the ending to Sagas. So, spoilers. I'm going to link a Let's Play to Sagas in the description. It's a long ass Let's Play. That is a weird looking dragon. And look at this. I'm pretty sure they had to record this from like off of VHS because they lost the code to this, why they hadn't re-released it, so that's why it's super blocky and very bad definition. And just like in Panzer Dragoon 1, I almost said Orta, and the anime based off it, that's based off it, they saved the guy by putting him in a bubble and warping him apparently. This is kind of trippy. That kind of reminds me of the Yu Yu Hakusho where they enter the demon world. Looks like a computer program. What the hell was up with that anyway? I wonder if that was in the manga. Adorable. Have no idea what's going on. I suppose if you play this, I don't know how many hours, probably a couple dozen, because it's an old RPG, hour game, you might understand what's going on. Although this is really kind of a teaser, because this game is super rare and most people don't have a console to play it. They'd have to get the console too. I wonder if there's ROM. Probably not. I doubt it. I don't think there's no, there's gotta be PlayStation ROMs. I think I've seen Let's Plays of PlayStation ROMs, and this is some kind of crashed Imperial ship. Look at this dumbass. He's got to be well aware of the kind of creatures that lurk in this world. He's just running around in an ancient ruin. But there's a purpose for it. We have come such a long way. I just think 17 years from now, if we're still alive, we're gonna look back at modern day games from like the PS4 and Xbox One the same way we look at games like this, like holy shit, look at the graphics, they're so assy. Really crazy. And we've got some sequel bait that people never got, but they wanted. But maybe so. Well, we got Crimson Dragon, we got Ortas, but that's not like an RPG style. Crimson Dragon has some RPG elements, but not that deep. Not like this. It's not like a turn-based. Well, it's sort of turn-based, whatever. Just watch the Let's Play down below. That was the ending. Here's the other ending. I think there's like multiple endings or endings for different characters, whatever. I'm also gonna link the if I remember, I'll probably link the Wikipedia to this. So damn blurry. Look at that lizard thing. I think this guy's a bad guy or a good guy, I can't tell. Got a black eye, a gold mask. That just screams, come and rob me. Maybe she's like yellow. Piss off, you your weird lizard dragon, or lizard raptor thing. His voice does not seem to match his body. Kinda reminds me of Krillin or something. Can it be that stable to ride a two-legged creature? I don't think it had multiple endings, so it's probably just multiple cutscenes they could just string together as one big one. And that's Orta's mom, the drone, forgot her name. They're obviously speaking their weird language, which is a mix of, I think, his hand looked like a Lego there for a second, like a Lego hand. I think this game came out in '98, same year as like RE2 and Final Fantasy. You know, so that was like '97. So I guess the cutscenes aren't that bad. Anyway, fuck, I lost my train of thought. Why can't I say things? Yeah. Yeah, their language. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Their language is a mix of ancient Greek, Japanese, and something else. Probably gonna link the Wikipedias for Ortas or whatever. Again, so people can find out. Now she's riding off to make Orta, and then lock her in a tower until a dragon saves her. That was weird. I could watch this. It's still pretty stunning, but you've already seen it. The ending to that. Here's a trailer for a game that came out 17 years ago on a console most people hadn't heard of, and was relatively obscure. I think he's speaking Japanese here because there's no subtitles. This music reminds me of Metroid Prime 2. I wonder if we got to Let's Play the game so bad. But they probably won't for a while. Or ever. Probably be like Metal Gear Solid 2. The guy looks way different, obviously. They must have changed his look between the trailer and the actual game release. And that's a dragon skin, which you can play in this special mode. I'm going to show off. Ow! At the end of the video. Yeah, that skin. Yeah, this looks way different from the actual game, I think. That's a bad guy, obviously. Yeah, it looks way different. I'm not quite sure. I think... No, that wouldn't make any sense. Why would they release a trailer like early in the game's development? I always remember things wrong. I barely watched the Let's Play. I watched like first 2 parts, which is like 30 minutes in. Then I'm like, fuck it. It's super blurry. It's obviously the Emperor. His giant flying penis that shoots lasers. Just vaporize towns. I wonder what the fuck they're saying. Well, holographic screens that are somehow blurry. Nice gun. Somehow the lasers seem like they're made out of rubber because they like deflect all weird. It's an RPG. 1998. Holy shit. Like a lifetime ago. 17 years. I think. Yeah, I'm doing my math right. 17. Alright. It's just the snow level, that's... Let's play this. This is, I think, the trailer for... Yeah, Panzer Dragoon 2. The hell? Looks like a face. Yeah, the... Fuck! Adorable. Derpy looking thing. Get that out of your mouth. Got a flying chair and a flying vehicle. That's a bit much. That's kind of a scary shadow. Reminds me of Metroid Prime 1 with Ridley's shadow. Yeah, that's Panzer Dragoon 2. And here's the opening to Zetas or whatever. Which is relatively long, I think it's like 5 minutes or something. And this is gonna be another long ass video, and we're not quite done yet. So it'll probably be a while of uploading. And he has red eyes. You can tell this is a Japanese game. Kinda reminds me of Leon from Resident Evil 2. And this guy kinda looks like he's got some weird gimp mask on. Reminds me of something. He's got a real gun. Looks like a real gun. With some kind of weird laser gun. Definitely a gimp mask. Get to work or I'll shoot you. Yes. Yes means kid in our language. Why is he wearing a mask and not the kid? Does he not give a shit about the kid's safety? Maybe it's like in Japan where they wear a mask if they have a sickness. Hurry up is damn it in our language. Thousands of years ago. Brave catch up, Panzer Dragoon. Or if you never read the pamphlet. I don't think they explained it in the game. Panzer 1 or 2, they probably just had it like the pamphlets, they explained it. In this they go into more detail. How old is that fucker? Probably supposed to be like 15 or something. But he looks like he's 10. Because, you know, that's how the Japanese roll. They like him young. Is he speaking Japanese or the language? I think Japanese. They were speaking the language. And he's speaking Japanese. And for some reason their ships are kind of brownish colors. Way different. Yeah, that's symbol of the Empire. In this game, apparently. Like an eyeball with 3 things below it. Kinda reminds me of Final Fantasy. He looks like he has dreads, but they're just hairlines. Also reminds me of Gundam Wings with their outfits. War. So they just got the symbol of the Empire every goddamn where. Did not realize that guy had a ponytail. Obviously metrosexuals took over. Now those things move fast. Fuck. Apparently in the lore I've already said this, but it explains they don't know how exactly the rock things float. He does not appreciate my gimp mask. What is this, the end of a Resident Evil game? Magically get a super weapon out of nowhere. Evidently that thing's smart enough to realize when it's about to get shot. Whoa! Got one freaking eye. What a design. And I think it's one eye keeps shifting places. No, it's got 2 eyes at weird spots. Red eyes. What the hell? There's Orta's mom. Very uncomfortable position. She's probably been sitting there. Really? Maybe her face, but her body is kind of fucked. Her neck's kind of long. I think she's been sitting like that for 10,000 years. Like the joke in Aladdin with the genie's like, oh, 10,000 years, what a crick in the neck. Whoever designed that kind of fucked up the eyes. If you're gonna design a bioweapon, don't fuck up the eyes. Damn, look at these graphics. I think Parasite Eve came out around this time. Sounded like Exit. Would be a good time to haul ass and get the fuck out of there. Shotgun. I think he's burned, and he's also wearing a weird gimp mask. Looks like a luchador mask. Almost forgot the Empire was coming. Looks like he shot him in the nuts. Well, now you say stop. Right after he gets shot in the nuts. Guy wearing weird pants. Pistol whip. Like that would knock somebody out. That guy looks like an albino. Clearly metrosexual albinos have taken over. And at the very end of the side quests, with the boy soldier. Him and the secret woman turned into albinos. That's what happens when you die. You turn into an albino. That's why they bury you. I hope they're gonna haul her in the damn ship. I'm not gonna just dangle her like that. Damn, this gotta be a pain. Why are they gonna put her head at that weird angle? Maybe because she's engineered, it won't hurt. Remember what I said, I'd kill you last? I can't do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation. By the way, he lives, because this is the opening, obviously. Gotta finish the quote. I lied. Now going back to be a luchador on my ship. Somehow he survives getting shot by a shotgun and falling into a pit. Don't ask me how. Just watch the Let's Play down in the description. Hope I remember to put it. I probably will. But I'm gonna have to put it after the damn thing uploads. So that was a little extra trailers and whatnot. Gonna go back. Then we're gonna go to here. Box game. This is what got me through the 20 hours of playing through. This allows you to modify the game. You could start at any level. I was at 2 for a reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. End, I think, is with the boss fight. Difficulty modes: easy, normal, hard. This allows you to choose your dragon skin. And I'll show these off after all this. And this allows you to choose, this is your life. With this, you regenerate, but if it goes down to 0, you die. So it's kind of like Halo. This, you get hit once, you die. This, you regenerate. As soon as you lose all your health, it instantly goes back up. So you're basically invincible. Normal, this just makes it 2 times, 3, 4. Regenerate. This is no limit. You basically have your berserk like a second after you use it. Normal times 2, just 4. 0 means you don't have any. No limit. And these are the dragon levels, obviously. You can set them to 1 to 5. I'll show these off. And grow, which means you can collect the DNA things and grow. This is Orta, or the riders you can choose. Orta, yada, yada. Dragon only. Mew. Yeah. You know, so you start from the boss or normal. I had a boss for a reason. If you play as Orta, you can choose your outfit. The end outfit, which is what you... I gotta stop talking so fast. The outfit she wears at the very end, where she actually has shoes on and a hat. My favorite outfit, I'll show that off. This is the alternate costume. I think that's her mom's name. She dressed up like her mom. This is normal. End. So yeah, that's everything. I'm gonna stop recording this, and then I'm gonna record the rest of it in just a second. You will see the skins, outfits, and other stuff.